Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I changed the pistol grip. This one is way better. It makes the trigger feel a lot better. So I'm shooting a lot better with this grip. Everybody's got different length fingers and different length palms, and this is, I think, also a much sexier looking grip. And I think the fact that it's sexier, I think, is actually the fact that I like it more, not just ergonomically, but also because it looks nicer. I think actually plays a little bit of a role in the accuracy. But I also shifted the scope a little bit over to the right because I was just, for some reason, everything was shooting left, and now everyth's spot on. Now when I'm doing my prone, everything's good. Everything's shooting. I'm doing like 80% success rates. So again, this gun works best if you stick to one type of ammo that's super consistent. Simple as that. When you're playing around with, you're experimenting with, 30 different bullets and all these different loads and all these different cartridges and all these different, heads, all these different, even the thickness of the rim is completely different on all of these. And there's actually on the Lapua 357s, they're too thick for this gun. So that's something to think about. But now I'm shooting a lot better with it, much more consistently, which is nice. That's what we want. So yeah, it takes a lot of tinkering to get there. I think, I'm not sure, but I think your bullet choice is going to make a huge difference. Like you want to find a bullet and stick with it, because this is like the video number 2, and in the video number 1 I sort of explained it. I didn't explain it, but I kind of referred to it a little bit, where I feel like this gun is kind of sensitive to the bullet shapes. I just feel like it is. It's just something about it. And I have no idea why it was shooting crazy to the left. It's possible that I don't know, knocked to the barrel or something, I don't know. Towards the end of the shooting at the range, there was like a failure where the gun, when it shot, it basically opened itself and the primer popped out. So there was like when it did this, and it was a big mess. So maybe it's possible that there's something wrong inside the barrel. So we'll see. Maybe that messed around with some things, but I don't know I don't know, Much better. Oh my god, that was so close. The silencer makes this so much more difficult. It really does. This is like 80, 90 yards, 80 something. It's between 80 and 100. We measured it to some tree that was here, but looks like it's rotted away, and that was a few years ago. Oh, like 8 years ago we measured it. So one trick I do, right, you see, I like to have this kind of grip where it's like I'm holding both sides of the grip equally. So it's like this. I'd like to see if it's possible to find a pistol grip that would actually accommodate that. And you see I rest my arms on my chest a little bit, and that's like super, super stable. Oh my god, that was like so close. It's a dinner-sized, plate. But one thing that this gun has really made me kind of want to look into is really getting a semi-auto 22 caliber, with a scope like this on top. That would be really, really cool. I think it would be better than this, to be honest. If you're interested in trying something like this out, don't buy the Thompson Contender first. First, buy one of those Ruger Mark IVs or whatever they're called, a 22, and put a pistol scope like that on that. Do that first. Put a fat old silencer on there. Mimic this gun as much as you can with that Ruger Marks, whatever it's called, with a pistol scope. There aren't too many 22 pistols out there where you can put a 2x scope. I would like to have actually a bit more I'd like to have like 4x ability. 2x is nice. I like it very much. It suits this gun a lot. But at 150 meters, 300 meters, I want to take this out to, I want to see how far I can go in 300 meters. It's actually possible close by to do 430 meters. You know, I basically, I've been shooting subsonic long range, so to speak, 400 meters and below for like a decade, right? So I'm pretty used to that parabolic path, and it's very consistent. It's very similar with most guns. If you got something traveling out this barrel at 290 meters per second, or right, like everything's traveling around 270 to 300 meters per second out of a barrel, all the bullets weigh roughly 200 something, like 170, 230, maybe, you know, max 280 grains or something. We've shot a lot of 9.3 times 64, but I don't remember the bullet size for this. Everything's flying out roughly the same speed. Everything is roughly the same size. So most of the trajectories are very, very consistent. So I'm used to that. I like that. And I would love to someday actually shoot a Ventores or a VSS, because it's right up my alley. And also I kind of like the idea, like if it's combat scenario and everybody's behind cover, right, you got your rocks and all this kind of stuff. If you got really flat shooting bullets, you're going to be hitting everything in front of them where their cover is. But if you got bullets that arc, right, like a subsonic, especially from far away, something like the Ventores or the 9.3, and you got these bullets, they're not really coming at you like this anymore where your cover is. They're kind of coming at an angle where now it's like a bit more difficult to take cover from. So makes you think, for guerrilla warfare anyway. Let's see if we can get another hit. I don't know how many hits I just got. So I like this. This is a nice grip, right? I don't know, maybe I'll do a little bit closer there, like that. This is very, very, very stable. Oh, that was so close. And very, very, very relaxing to just... I like, breech loaders are just my whole new love of life. I want to get a Sharps rifle, and I want to get all the freaking breech loading rifles in the world. Oh, I hit the silencer. It's much more difficult to shoot with the silencer on. That's why you have to do this grip, because my left hand is actually supporting the weight from here, like a vector, like it's actually supporting the weight of the silencer. But you quickly realize with something like this how important a buttstock is, and how silly a concept like this kind of is at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't take much to put a buttstock on something like this, and you substantially increase your consistency, like to the point where it's kind of silly to even bother carrying something like this around. So I like the pistol. I think it's beautiful. I think conceptually it makes a lot of sense. And then out here, it's so much smaller than a rifle. I can just take the silencer off, put it in my pocket, and it's basically carrying around like a pistol. And you get that full power of the full length barrel in your 357 Magnum. So if you need to, like, you can't hunt in Finland with pistols, but theoretically speaking, if you wanted to and you were proficient with this gun, it would be totally decent for dropping a deer, you know. Again, I would probably go for like a 4x, so I would have a little bit more zoom in the scope, a bigger scope for that, because 2x is nice, but you gotta zoom in a little closer, or go with pure iron sights. There's some iron sights on their way here. I think I'm gonna stick with. I might end up shooting a lot more iron sights. I've always been an iron sight kind of guy, so that's the thing. Like, I've always been shooting iron sights. I never liked red dots. I never liked any of that. That hit the bar that supports that. That was a really good shot, but a little low. Again, this is like a very, very small target, so. Oh my God. Basically, like, I'm creating they're hitting all the way around the target. Trying to keep the gun up. So I got my pouch here. Ugh. I just keep the bullets in there. I feel like a cowboy like that. It's nice. It kind of feels old school. But again, if I had a buttstock on this gun, every one of these would be a freaking ping. So now the shots are going a little low. I am pulling the trigger a little bit. But sometimes you can sneak off a pull and you get better consistency. So there we go. Wonderful gun. I mean, I love it to bits. I really do. It's just, it seems to be bullet sensitive. It seems to, you know, even if you have like 11 national medals with pistol shooting and practical, you're still gonna struggle with this a little bit. So that's what I like about this, because it's kind of like you're learning all the principles of sniping. But it's all with pistol philosophy, pistol theory. So everything you know about, you know, front side trigger squeeze, all your pose, everything you practice to improve your pistol marksmanship, that plus everything that you learn like with sniping, long range precision shooting. So it's a really nice combination of two realms, two skill pools that will, you know, so in terms of practicing shooting, this is great. But if you're gonna hunt deer with this, you better have this gun honed into a specific caliber. I think you gotta make sure that you're hitting really good, accurate groups. And of course, if you got a shooting table and you got everything perfectly out there and you got all these cushions and stuff, then it's completely different. But at shooting like this, like I am now, or if you're in a prone position in the woods there on your back, finding a good position on your leg where this is resting on, stuff like that, you gotta get some practice in, because every now and then one of those bullets goes like 1.5 meters way off or something, and that doesn't happen if you have a buttstock. I'm gonna be straight up about that. I mean, it's I've always wanted to do like revolver hunting, pistol hunting, but after shooting like 1,000+ rounds with this gun, I'm kind of like not so excited about that anymore. Oh my god, how did that miss? That was so close. Yeah, so wonderful, wonderful gun. I love it to bits, but it really is about honing those skills. It's not, I think it's, for me anyway, it's about practicing all those skills. It's about perfecting and honing in everything you think you know about shooting sniper rifles and pistols. So that's where this shines. It's at improving all those skills, and it's making you maximizing your skills as a professional marksman, as an expert pistol smith. Other than that, like if you're looking for super tight groups and you're looking for that kind of range shooting, that's perfect too. But again, you're gonna have all those bits and gimmicks and all the cushions and the, you know, the adjustable thing and maybe some bipods, and you know, it's kind of, in my opinion, why are you putting bipods on this, right? If you're gonna put bipods on something like this, you might as well have a buttstock. So, you know, if you've been thinking about getting one of these and you are a skilled shooter and you have a lot of experience with hunting rifles and pistols, then yeah, go for it. But it's gonna take a while to hone in, and if you're doing this kind of natural, organic shooting, if you're doing like the inorganic, you know, everything's at the range, everything is, how do you say, like sanitized, where it's all, you know, you got your cup of coffee there, and you got a roof over your head, and there's a chair and a table and a cushion. You know, that's when this is like a target pistol. But in an environment like this where you don't have any of those things, it's not so much a target pistol anymore. It's much more of a training tool. Just so far, after shooting a few thousand rounds, that's what I've got to say. It'll change over time as I get better with it. Changing this pistol grip made a whole world of difference. It allows me, if the trigger feels completely different. my finger now goes perfectly over that trigger. It is really nice. Before, that previous handle you saw on the previous one, it was really nice for this because it was nice and bulky, but it was really hard to get my finger right where it is. And you see, I don't know if you can see, but this is like an old school trigger. It ain't flat. This is like, it's kind of rounded. I'm a big fan of those perfectly flat triggers, and I've been used to those for so long, like with the 1911s. So, but this pistol grip has makes this trigger feel like that. So my finger and my hand, everything fits perfectly now. So I'm getting much better results because I changed this pistol grip. So that's one thing to consider. And yeah, I would love to get a red dot here. That would be super cool. Or another pistol scope just like this on top. I would be like super sci-fi. But again, this is not really a gun that you put attachments to, because the whole point is that it's compact. You know, if you're going to put bipods, then you might as well put a buttstock. If you're going to put a buttstock, you know, then you're going to have might as well have, you know, just so much stuff. So again, I love this gun. It's a huge amount of fun to shoot. It can be really frustrating at times, but it comes down to those bullet choices and stuff like that. So it comes down to practice and your environment and the situation you're in and what you intended for. I had no idea what I intended this for. I mean, it might be a lopetuspistoli, like a, you know, for killing, you know, for slaughtering. What the fuck is that bug? Huge. But yeah, I'm gonna run the video off now. You guys have a good time. I'll do some more videos about this gun. It's cool. Hope you guys have a great evening, and you can buy some of these scalpels on my website at hotmetalknives.com. They're 50 euros each. My most sold product. I love making these, and sometimes, really most of the time, all you need is a scalpel for most knife related tasks. So see you guys later.